Hello everybody, this is Mr. Payne. We are going to start today with a catching section where we talk about some catching and how to catch and do some activities where we challenge ourselves to do some catching, different kind of catches. So I am going to warn you that some of the catches are going to be very challenging. So be ready because it's going to be fun, but yet hopefully a little bit of challenge too. So that those of you that are really good catchers, there'll be some activities that fit you, and if you're not very good at catching, there'll be some activities where you're going to hopefully feel comfortable. So I'm super excited to get some catching because it's really fun. But before we get started with catching, what I do is I want to show you what equipment you can use because not everybody has the same equipment. I know we're at home and some people have different kind of balls and different things and some don't. So I want to give you some ideas. So first thing is just a regular type of tennis ball or kind of ball so that you can use that to catch. Okay, I prefer you to try to find a ball that's a little bit smaller because we're going to be doing some one-handed catches, we're going to do two-handed catches, so it just makes it a little easier, a little bit smaller. Okay, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, I show you here's another size ball, just kind of like a medium-sized ball, just to give you an idea that it doesn't have to be the same size, okay, as the tennis ball I showed you. So just a regular ball. The other thing you can use is a stuffed animal. Okay, kind of like a big, large bean bag. Okay, these are obviously really good for throwing and catching. Okay, especially with the activities that we're going to do. So if you have a stuffed animal. The other thing is if you do not have a ball or stuffed animal, everybody has socks. Okay, so you could take a sock and just make it into a nice sock ball, and that way you can throw and catch this. Same thing, super easy. You already have it. So this is an idea. And in one of the other videos, we showed you how to make your very own homemade beanbag. Okay? So if you have that, get that out because that'd be cool to see some of your videos with the homemade beanbags. Easy to throw and catch, just like you're at school. Super easy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you 2 or 3 minutes to kind of get your equipment ready. If you haven't made one, you can go ahead and make one of those homemade beanbags or get your stuffed animal ball, get it ready because we are going to begin and I want you ready, sharp, ready to do some catching. All right, so take about a minute, get your equipment, and I will see you back here. Okay, ready, go. Hello students, welcome back. Hopefully you have your equipment ready, the ball that you got, or the beanbag, or sock ball that you have. So hopefully you have that on hand. But I want you to put that aside for a second because before we do our challenges, before you do your challenges, we want to talk about how to catch. Okay, how do you actually catch a ball? What are the critical elements? What are the components of catching? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that. First one, there are 4. Okay, there are 3, and then there's one with kind of an obvious one, which is the first one is your eyes. Okay, when you catch the ball, you need to make sure that you watch it into your hand. So you're always going to keep your eye on the ball, okay, or whatever the object is. So when the ball or object is coming at you, you should be looking at it. Now, if you ever watch a baseball game and you see some bloopers where the people in the outfield go to catch it and they drop it or it bounces off their glove, I would say the most of the time they made the mistake because they didn't keep their eyes on it. Okay, and they took their eye off it and dropped it. So keep your eye on the ball. That will help immensely. You don't close your eyes. Keep them open and look at it. Now, the first really big critical component after your eyes is you want to reach. Okay, everybody say reach. Okay, you want to reach for that ball. Okay, you don't want to catch it up against your body. You want to reach out for the ball. The second one is you want to grab it. And the key with grabbing is you want to grab it with your hands. You don't want it to hit your body because it'll bounce off your body. Okay, when you're first learning how to catch, a lot of people do that. They trap it against their body. I don't want you to do that. I want you to reach for it and grab with your hands. So reach, grab, and then the third one is give. You want to give. And give simply means you want to catch it softly. And I want you to get this picture in your head. Think of this as an egg, really soft egg. And when you go to catch it, if you just throw your hands up and bang your hands off the ball, it's going to crack and it's going to break and you're going to have egg on your hand, and that's really disgusting. So you don't want to catch it where you just throw your hands up. You want to catch it softly. So when it comes in your hands, you're going to give. And that way it just doesn't bounce off your hands. Okay, so again, treat it like an egg. So let's review. Eyes, we want to keep our eyes on the ball. We want to reach our hands out for it, not against our body. We want to grab the ball, and then we want to give nice and softly. So we have eyes, reach, grab, give. Those are the critical components of throwing or catching. Now, what I want you to think about also is where the ball is, because this will be important as well. If the ball is above your waist or your belly button, you want to point your fingers up when you catch a ball. Okay, easy to catch. However, when the ball is down here by your knee, so I'm going to kind of bring the camera down here. When it's down below your waist, you want to take your hands and turn them so that your fingers are pointing down. Okay, so if it's below your waist, your fingers are pointing down. Okay, so those, when talking about your hands, okay, above your waist, fingers up, below your waist, fingers down. Okay, so those are the critical elements of catching. So when I say go, what I'd like you to do is you're going to take your ball or whatever object you have, and you're going to practice for about 1 or 2 minutes, just tossing and catching, because in a minute we're going to start our challenges, our catching challenges. And we have about 10 or 11 challenges, and they start easy, but they then get very difficult. So you need to be ready. So you're going to take about a minute to practice what we just talked about, the critical elements. Everybody have it? So 1 minute, I'll see you back here in a minute. We'll start our challenges. Ready? Begin. Hello students, welcome back. So hopefully you've had time to practice a little bit and get used to the equipment that you have. I'm going to be switching up. So one segment you might see me using the beanbag, one you might see me using the sock ball. So don't worry about that. If you have different pieces of equipment, you can go ahead and change them as well. So, but the first challenge number 1, is you are going to toss the ball or beanbag up and you're going to catch it with 2 hands. So this is level 1, super easy. All of you probably will be pretty comfortable doing it. Just toss, catch, 2 hands. Toss, catch. Remember, 3 critical elements. Reach, grab, and give a little bit. Reach, grab, and give. And also, most importantly, keep your eye on the beanbag or ball as you catch it. Okay, so I'm going to give you about a minute to practice tossing and catching with 2 hands. All right, got it, go. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you had some time to do challenge number 1. If it was good for you, 2-handed. Now we're going to go to level number 2. This one is going to be 1-handed catch. So I want you to practice, when you're practicing, practice with 1 hand for kind of half of the time, maybe 30 seconds, and then go to the other hand. So this is just nice and easy, tossing and catching with 1 hand. Tossing and catching with 1 hand. After you do that for about 30 seconds, you're going to switch over to your other hand. Okay? And you're going to toss and catch with 1 hand. Okay? Because you got to be able to catch with, if you practice with 1, you got to be able to practice with the other. Got it? So take a minute, practice both hands, 1-handed catches. Remember, reach, grab, give, keeping your eyes on the object. Go. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you got a chance to do one hand. Now we're going to go to level 3. Level 3 now is you're going to take your object, which is stuffed animal, okay, and now you're going to alternate one hand to the other. It's going to make kind of a rainbow, okay? Remember to keep your eyes on it. Reach, grab, give. So it looks like this. Nice rainbow, up and over, up and over. Keep your eyes on the object, okay? So you're alternating from one to the other. If you drop it, not a big deal, okay? Just pick it up and continue going, okay? Because you're going to drop some. So, got it? Go. All right, welcome back. So now we've gotten to level 3. Now we're on level 4. Level 4, we start to add some complex, some little bit more challenging activities. So you got your object, okay? You're going to toss it up. As the air is going up in the air, you're going to take your hand and clap one time and catch it. So it's up, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. Remember, reach, grab, give, while keeping your eyes on the object. Got it? Go. Okay, welcome back. So now we're level 5. Level 5 is 2 claps. Okay, up, 1, 2, catch. Up, 1, 2, catch. Toss, clap 2 times and catch. Now I forgot to mention this earlier. If any time you want to make this more challenging, you can catch it with one hand. Okay, I've been catching with 2 hands, but if you want to catch with one hand, you could do the same thing to make it challenging. Okay? Now, the other thing is if at any time you feel that you need to go back and you're like, oh, I can't do 2 claps, it's a little bit harder, you can always go back and practice the step before it and then always come back to it. Okay? So, 2 claps, catch, go. Oh, I told you it's gonna get harder. So now we're at the next level. The next level is now it's toss, 3 claps. So 1, 2, 3, catch. 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 Okay, 3 claps and then a catch, either one-handed or two-handed. Reach, grab, give. Keep your eye on the object. Ready? Begin. All right, ready to try a different level. Now this one, we're not gonna do some clapping. We're gonna kind of change it up a little bit. So this one, this level, you're going to toss it up. You're going to tap your head, then catch it. So it's toss, tap, catch. Toss, tap, catch. Toss, tap, catch. Toss, tap, catch. Keep your eye on the beanbag. Okay, reach, grab, give. If you want to make it harder, you can catch with one hand. Only touch your head. Got it? Begin. All right, you got a chance touching your head. So now what you're gonna do is now we're gonna add something. Now we're gonna get a little bit harder. Remember, if you have trouble, you can always go back to just touching your head. Okay? This time, it's toss up, tap your head, tap your belly, then catch. So head, belly, catch. One-handed catch or two-handed catch, okay? This is getting hard, guys. Really be ready for this one. Head, belly, catch. 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 Got it? Are you up for the challenge? Begin. Welcome back. So here we go. So now I head, belly, catch. So now we're going to move up to the next level. Now next level is going to be a little bit harder. The space I'm in, you're not going to be able to see, but it's going to be head, belly, knees, catch. Okay, and I know you can't see my knees, okay, but my knees are down there, okay? So it's head, belly, knees, catch. Okay, ready? Head, belly, knees, catch. Oh, and I dropped it. Do I give up? Do I quit? No, I'm a Yeti, so we're gonna keep practicing. So I try it again. So ready? Head, belly, knees, catch. Ooh, I got it. Head, belly, knees, catch. Oh, and I dropped it again. Okay, so it's okay to make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. If I have trouble, I'm just gonna go back to head, belly, catch. All right, I practiced that a little bit. So now I'm gonna go back to my knees. Ready? All right, again, I know you can't see them. My knees are there. Head, belly, knees, catch. I got it. See, a little bit of practice helped, okay? Remember, reach, grab, give, keep your eyes on the object. Do you think you can do it? This is a very challenging step. Ready? Begin. Okay, welcome back. If you noticed, I changed to the ball. So we're gonna try a different one. Now, this next few challenges, I want you to be creative. I want you to come up with some cool catches. So maybe for you, for these next 1 or 2 minutes, I want you to come up with your own trick catch. Instead of touching your head, belly, catch, maybe you're doing where you're behind your back and trying to catch it. Behind your back and catch it. Or maybe it's under your leg and catching it. Okay, maybe it's tossing it up and turning around and catching it. So I want you to come up with your own challenge. And I want you to maybe, if you have a chance, to videotape yourself doing it so that I can see what the challenge that you did. And I can maybe send it to other students so they can see it. Okay, but you come up with your own challenging catches. Okay, maybe it's touching different body parts that I did. Maybe it's spinning and catching it. Okay, tossing it around different body parts. Okay, but remember 3 critical elements. Reach, grab, give while you're watching the ball. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to come up with your own challenge. Got it? Ready? Begin. welcome back, students. I hope you guys had fun doing all of the catching challenges that we had, clapping, touching head, the different body parts. Okay, I hope you came up with some of your own challenges, different kind of behind the back, off your full, however you came up with it to challenge yourself. Maybe it was you just practiced one of the other levels that we did because maybe you're having a little bit of trouble. Not a big deal. Okay, let's go over the 3 critical elements that we talked about. Reach, grab, and give. Reach, grab, and give. Okay, remember to catch it. Keep your eyes on the object when you're catching it. Okay, so those are how that's the catching. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think about, now that you're practicing, and kind of get yourself back, get your breath back together, and compose yourself again, because I know you were active. But I want you now to take a moment to think about what are different sports or activities that you could play in that have catching in them. Okay, what sports do you have that did you play in that involve catching? So that if you practice, then you're going to be able to play some of these other sports that involve catching, because you're going to have all this practice time. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Okay, and I want you to make sure you stay healthy, stay active. We really miss you guys. I wish we were in the gym, the Ellsworth gym. You're kind of in Mr. Payne's house. But we really miss you, and we hope that you guys are doing well.